Welcome everybody. Evening session about to get underway in just a few minutes. This is Ring B at the Hala Legionov. We're on day 6 of the 2021 AIBA Men's and Women's Youth World Championships. That's me. Over in Ring A, you'll find my colleague Ron McIntosh. Thanks for joining us. It's been really well supported, this competition, in terms of the amount of people tuning in to the coverage, which is great because there's some sensational fighters on display here, and this is a really good platform for them. Do click subscribe if you get the chance on the AIBA YouTube channel. It all helps. So this is the schedule coming up. Quarterfinals are light flyweight, so the winners of those fights will find themselves with medals. And then we go into the women's lightweights, where we've got the same situation, and then into the men's weight divisions. The men's division's more populated than the women's, so they're not quite at that stage of proceedings just yet. We've got some very interesting contests coming up pretty much all the way down the card, really. And a good mix of weights too, so a lot of fights in this session, 15 in total. Plenty to get stuck into, but we're moving from men's to women's, and as I say, through a number of different weight categories, which I think is a good thing. It gives you that little bit of variety. First up, a light flyweight will be a battle between GITIKA of India and Elisabeta OSTAN of Romania. GITIKA's already had 2 fights. OSTAN hasn't boxed at all yet. She got a bye rather in the opening round, and then was due to face Hikaru Kato of Japan, but got a walkover, so she hasn't stepped between the ropes at all. GITIKA with a win against Diana Ermakova, which was a big win because Ermakova, a European youth champion, Russian fighter, was expected to probably go all the way in this, to be honest, and then GITIKA dispatched Aurelian Marat of Kazakhstan by 4 cards to 1, so she's very much ensconced in the tournament already, which I think could probably make a difference. You could argue that OSTAN's fresher, but I don't know about that. I think of the two, I would rather have taken the route that GITIKA has, because this is a familiar arena to her. Everything around it is familiar, and particularly in the kinds of circumstances and surroundings we're in at the moment, I think that counts for more than it normally would.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we start the bout number 264 in the Ring B. Women's 48 kg, please into the red corner from India, GITIKA.
So here comes GITIKA into the red corner. As I mentioned, that big win against Diana Ermakova of Russia, and then Aurelian Marat of Kazakhstan. So 2 wins out of 2 And she's shown very, very good form.
Double corner from Romania, Elisabeta.
And I said, for OSTAN, strange position of not having boxed at all. She got a bye and then a walkover. So this is her first
and the judges
outing.
Guatemala, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Turkey, Singapore, Kazakhstan, and the referee from Israel, Mr. Artur Turginia.
She's a southpaw, OSTAN. GITIKA has got a very effective come forward style. Quick, short, sharp steps she takes in and throws short, sharp, straight punches. The hands kind of moving in tune with her feet is how I've described it in the tournament previously, and that's as good a way as any, I think. She can get caught on the way in because she doesn't necessarily move the head particularly as she comes forward, but she does it quickly. She moves in rapidly and her hands are fast. So it's difficult to counteract. Guatemala, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Turkey, Singapore, Kazakhstan for the judges.
Round one.
So into round one, GITIKA in the red, OSTAN in the blue, and right on cue there, GITIKA just shows us exactly what she's all about, exactly what I've just been saying, making a blistering start here. You see those little quick, short steps, and the hands are just a blur. And if you are OSTAN, you've got to find a way to get to grips with this as quickly as you can. If you're going to try and trade on the inside with her, you're going to come off second best because she's so well practiced at this. This is how she does it. You've got to find a way of being able to take a step back, a step to the side, throw a jab and catch her on the way in. Or she will just do this to you all fight long. Such a quick start. She jumped all over OSTAN there and she just wasn't ready for it. Good right hand there from GITIKA. She's putting it on her here. Really is. Decent right there again, just slowing down slightly now. But if anything, that might be working for her because she's picking her punches rather than just letting the hands go, throwing as many as possible and assuming that some of them are going to land. Standing count. She looks a bit shell-shocked, Elisabeta OSTAN. She would have known, surely she would have known what was heading her way, but it doesn't make it any more difficult to deal with. That's what I was explaining at the start of the fight. GITIKA is what you might describe as a here's what I do, now try and stop me type fighter. It's fine knowing what's coming. Finding a solution to it is a different matter. Well, just slipped there, just slipped to the right-hand side and then through the right hand, GITIKA. Straight right hand. Lovely left on the inside there too, straight right hand and a standing count. This is outstanding from the Indian fighter. This is really, really good because it's clever what she's done here. As I said at the start, she just went off like a train and the referee has waved this one over. What a performance. What a performance in this tournament so far from her. Beating Ermakova, European Youth Champion, beating Aurelien Marat of Kazakhstan, Russia, and then Kazakhstan, and then OSTAN, just never stood a chance. In the opening 30 seconds, she walked in, ran in almost, just through and through and through and through, didn't give her a chance to breathe. And then after that, she just stepped off a little bit more, took a touch more time, picked her punches, and was very accurate. And OSTAN over on that side of the ring, she just doesn't know what's happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring win by RC in the first round, from the red corner, GITIKA, India.
Well, she's guaranteed a bronze medal, but she'll want more than that. And she's done it the hard way too. As I said, getting one of the top-rated fighters in the opening round in Ermakova. One of only 2 bouts in the very first prelim round she was involved in. There was her against Ermakova, then up towards the top of the draw there was Kushveska against Pelushuk. Everybody else got a bye. Preliminaries against Baba Yagmor as well. So just 6 fighters had to fight in that first preliminary round, and she got the toughest draw you could possibly get. So difficult to praise her enough, really. And she will meet the winner of this one. And this is a good fight too. Ambrine ZITOUNI of France. And Erika Preliminaries. Preliminaries looked really good in her 2 wins against Yagmor and Carmen Gonzalez Ortega.
In the ring. Please to the red corner from France, Ambrine ZITOUNI.
Ambrine ZITOUNI beat Gayan Terbosegin of Armenia 4-1 in her first fight, her only fight so far. National junior champion, a couple of years in a row.
Please to the blue corner from Italy, Erika Preliminaries.
Preliminaries, European champion at junior level and at youth level. And has boxed really well in her 2 wins so far.
The judges of this bout, Kazakhstan, Taiwan, Poland, Korea, Russia, and the referee from Croatia, Naim Ramay.
Those are our judges. So touch of gloves, and this replacing the semi-finals. Ambrine ZITOUNI of France in the red, Erika Preliminaries of Italy
Round 1.
in the blue. Preliminaries a southpaw, ZITOUNI orthodox. Preliminaries got good balance, good feet, gets in and out nicely and looks to throw that 1-2. ZITOUNI just short with the right hand there. Decent tussle she had with Bosegian. Can tend to lean in a little bit, which could suit Preliminaries, finding the range with that jab backhand. Almost caught her with the left hand there, Preliminaries. ZITOUNI was throwing her own. Stepping in with the right hand there, ZITOUNI. Did kind of half land it, but Preliminaries got a couple through herself. Jab from Preliminaries, then took the weight back off to the left hand, which didn't quite get there. ZITOUNI shaping with her right, left to the chest there from Preliminaries. Jab from ZITOUNI. She fell short there. That's what Preliminaries will want to try and make her do. She'd already taken a step back there, the Italian, so she couldn't capitalise on it. Right hand there from ZITOUNI. Again, didn't quite reach the target. Preliminaries maybe just a little bit too far out in this opening round. She knows, though, that ZITOUNI has got a decent reach herself. And you see, as soon as she throws that left hand, Preliminaries, she just pulls the weight straight back because she's aware that if the right comes back, then even if she lands, she'll get caught. Final 30 seconds of round one. Closing seconds of round one. There goes the bell. Not a great deal to choose between the two of them. As I said, I don't think either one of them quite got the range. They're both slightly wary of the fact that the other will be able to counter if they fall short. Preliminaries gets it with all five of the judges. I can see that because I think of the two, she probably did just about land a greater percentage of clean shots, but that sequence there is fairly illustrative of how the round was. A lot falling short. That's a good left hand there, though, from Preliminaries.
Seconds out, please. Round two.
So it's the second. Erika Preliminaries taking that first round across the board. She's in the blue, boxing for Italy. Ambrine ZITOUNI of France in the red. So she's got it all to do here, having dropped that opening round. Difficult place to be in a three-round fight. Jab got through there from Preliminaries. The French corner just urging ZITOUNI to work a bit harder, let more go. But it's Preliminaries who got the better of that 10-15 seconds. Made ZITOUNI fall short there, then comes back with a left hand. She's good at just keeping her opponent turning, Preliminaries. There's the 1-2. Through it again. But was short with it the second time. I said this in the afternoon session. Good fighters, when they throw punches that don't land, it doesn't bother them. They realise they're just slightly out of range, and they don't force it, they don't chase it, reach for it. Because that's when you can get yourself into trouble. If it's short, it's short. Just get those gloves back, make sure you retain your balance, and you can go again. That's a good left hand on the inside for Preliminaries, and again there. ZITOUNI landed with the right hand there, I think, but she's mostly on the receiving end here. These are light flyweights, so they're not hitting with enormous power, but the target is being peppered by Preliminaries to a greater extent than it is by ZITOUNI. I think that's fair to say. Good left hand again there from Preliminaries. As I said in her previous fight, she's a good fighter because she keeps things simple. She's got good basics, she's got good balance. She throws that 1-2 well, doesn't really throw much else. But it works for her. So a comfortable lead for her now, heading into this third and final round. Got 1 foot in that semi-final where she'll face GITIKA of India, who we saw just now stop Elisabeta OSTAN in the first.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
So it's the third round here. ZITOUNI quickly to the center of the ring there and just launches her right hand. She's got a lot to do in this final round of the fight. She's 2-0 down with all 5 judges. So she's got to set about PRISCIANDARO here. No choice about it. ZITOUNI in the red for France, PRISCIANDARO in the blue, boxing for Italy. Nice left hand, bit of variety there. I said she doesn't throw much other than the 1-2. She showed us something different there. Again, the left hand lands. That fight against GITIKA is going to be absolutely fascinating because we know what GITIKA does. She's a come-forward fighter. Bit of craft about her as well, though. I was saying in her fight, GITIKA, that if you're going to beat her, then you need a good jab. Backhand, you need a good 1-2 because you need to catch her with it on the way in. You need to be able to take a step back off to the side, give yourself that space. And PRISCIANDARO can definitely do that. But you need to have a little bit of pop on it as well. Heading into the final minute. There's that combination, that trademark combination. She's finishing on the right hook a couple of times now as well. Jab left hand right to the body. That's what she's looking for. The head guard has just slipped down over her eyes a couple of times. Putting a bit more into her punches now, PRISCIANDARO, as we head towards the end of the third round. She'll need that against GITIKA, as mentioned. Final 10 seconds. Well, there goes the bell and the end of the fight, and it's the Italian who is going to go through to the semi, so she's guaranteed a bronze medal, but as was the case with GITIKA, that's not what she came here for. She will not be satisfied with that. Nice to know that it's there, but she wants to convert that into bigger things, and exactly the same kind of performance that we saw from her in her first 2 fights. So she's boxed 3 times, and every time she's looked good.
Ladies and gentlemen, who win by points with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Erika, PRISCIANDARO, Italy.
PRISCIANDARO, the European junior and youth champion, goes through. Into the semi-finals.
And now we have about number 266 in the ring B, women's 60 kilogram. Please into the red corner from Moldavia, Cristina Schipper.
Cristina Schipper of Moldova heading for the red corner. Now, interestingly, these two met in the Adriatic Pearl women's competition earlier this year, and it was Schipper who won, beating GAJDOVA 3-2 in the semi-final. So that was a very, very close fight.
And please to the blue corner from Czech Republic, Veronika GAJDOVA.
GAJDOVA, a national champion, as are pretty much all the fighters who have arrived here. Certainly the case with Schipper. She's also a bronze medalist, Schipper, in the European Women's Youth Championship from last year.
And the judges of this bout, Ireland, Guatemala, Israel, Singapore, and Azerbaijan, and the referee from Jordan, Mr. Yunus Nabel.
But as mentioned, when they met earlier this year, in Montenegro that was, in the Adriatic Pearl competition, it was Schipper who beat GAJDOVA by a very close split decision in the semi-finals. VINKA of India went on to win that tournament, actually. And we will be seeing her in the next fight against Camila Bravo. Those are our judges.
Round 1.
So into the first round, Cristina Schipper of Moldova in the red, Veronika GAJDOVA of Czech Republic in the blue. Schipper just dips that head, looks to try and get in to range on the inside, up close. That's where she needs to be. GAJDOVA will look to try and keep it longer, looking that kind of raking right hand that she threw just there. Left hand there from Schipper, who's made a busy start. I'm sure GAJDOVA would have been expecting that. Chippa beat Saula Kardakaita of Lithuania in the first round. GAJDOVA beat Badmari Ganzarig by split decision. That was a close fight. Looking for that right hand, GAJDOVA. Likes to throw that single right rather than throw the jab, and just uses it again there. And she's catching Chippa with it increasingly as the round has gone on. Just sticking that single right. There's a jab, but there's the right hand again. And it's done a decent job of keeping Chippa for the last 30 seconds or so, certainly at range, at the kind of range that the GAJDOVA would want it at. She had some reasonable success early on, Chippa, in getting up close, but she's struggling a bit here, the fighter in red. GAJDOVA's using that height and reach, and using it well. Constant stream of noise coming from the red corner away to my right-hand side from the Moldovan coaches. I think they're just urging her on. They know that she needs to get in tight and close, but she's getting picked off on the outside, not really moving that head. But this is good stuff from GAJDOVA. Calm, patient, composed in the face of a fighter who's looking to step to you all the time. There's the jab. Right hand again, and another right hand. Very tidy round for the Czech Republic. GAJDOVA gets it. Easy one to score that. She did seem tired towards the end of the round there, Chippa, too, so I'm not totally sure how she goes about trying to turn this around, because she's got to get up close. But she was caught so much on her way in there, I think it just ran the battery down appreciably, and I'm not convinced that she'll really be able to recover, particularly in the minute between rounds.
Seconds out, please.
And GAJDOVA doesn't have to do anything different. She's got to just keep doing what she's been doing. She'll know that Chippa will come to her.
Round two.
There's that right hand straight away from GAJDOVA. And as we knew she would, Chippa comes forward and she's getting caught again already in the first 10 seconds of round two. She's got to try and inject some real dynamism into this. Got to try and move that upper body if she can. And get inside that right hand in particular. The GAJDOVA throws. Just throwing that jab and that right hand on the retreat there, GAJDOVA. She's found the range and just picking up really where she left off at the end of round one. Moldovan coach is unbelievably animated. Again, just stooping into the jab there, Chippa. She's working as hard as she can here, Chippa. You do get the feeling, though, that if GAJDOVA just kind of set herself and sat down on her punches a bit more, then that could be real trouble for Chippa. You, generally speaking, in international amateur boxing, You don't see it as often as you do in pro boxing, definitely, but they're two different codes, they're two different disciplines and approaches. But were she to do that and just look to try and punch through the target a bit more, I think this could come to an early end. GAJDOVA maybe hasn't been quite as effective in this second round as she has been in the first. That's a good right hand, solid right hand from GAJDOVA, followed by the left, and Chipper again just continues to come forward.
Вот смотри, вы встали, отошла назад, что ты ждешь? Встала и ждешь, пока она тебя ударит. Ты должна первая начинать, ты.
And it's another round for GAJDOVA, just winning it with that left hand, jab, right hand, keeping the distance and just catching Chipper on the way in, who are showing us some good fighting spirit here, because there's no quit in there, that's for sure, but there's no head movement either, and that's really the main problem. She did move it there, but didn't manage to punch off it.
Seconds out, please.
So third and final round here. Veronika GAJDOVA in the blue is comfortably in front. And Cristina Chipper in the red comes out quick at the start of the round, and again is just doing the same thing she's done in the fight so far. There's no lack of commitment here, and the corner continues to scream instructions at her as they did in between rounds, and it seems to be based around the fact that she needs to work harder. I think she's worked hard in this fight. She's been hit a lot and she's continued to come forward. There's just not enough science behind her approach. As I said, there's no real head movement. She just comes straight forward and throws punches, and against somebody like GAJDOVA, it's just not going to work, because she's got that good 1-2. She's an intelligent fighter and she's not tiring. Just picking her punches, GAJDOVA. At no point does she really look like she's going to cut loose, as I suggested she might in the second. She could, but this is mid-tournament. You're through to the semi-finals with a win here. There's no need to go emptying the tank if you don't have to. No point. There's that straight right hand. And he just finds it easy, GAJDOVA, to stay out of the way of Chipper. Chipper follows her around, really. Wasn't quite a shoulder, I don't think, but I can see the referee's point. Good right hand again there from GAJDOVA. Every now and again she sets her feet and throws it a bit harder. And she did that there. Final few seconds, and GAJDOVA is going to run out a clear winner here. And avenge that defeat that she suffered against Cheerav in the semi-finals of the Adriatic Pearl tournament, which I mentioned right at the very start. Cheerav won that one by a split decision, so she's clearly learnt from that. I didn't see that fight, but possibly she found the come-forward approach a little bit difficult to deal with, but she didn't find it difficult to deal with there.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Veronika GAJDOVA, Czech Republic.
So Veronika GAJDOVA goes through to the semi-final. She guarantees herself a bronze medal. Some 10-8s in there as well from Singapore and Ireland. And she was dominant. There's no two questions, no two ways about that. 10-8s in that final round. And in those semi-finals, she will face the winner of our next fight between Camila Bravo of Colombia and VINKA of India. The spirit was willing there. Absolutely, the spirit was willing from Cheerav. But the technical skill level didn't quite match it.
Now we start the bout, number 267 in the ring. Please to the red corner from Colombia, Camila, Gabriela, Camila Bravo.
Camila Bravo was up against Evan Urganogas of Turkey in the previous round, won that by unanimous decision.
And please to the blue corner from India, VINKA.
VINKA's been in action twice. Win against Daria Panteleva of Russia by split decision in a very close fight, and then RSC in the second round against Toro Bahatjuk of Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Korea, Russia, Kazakhstan, Taiwan, and Turkey, and the referee from Israel, Mr. Artur Kurniak.
And VINKA as well, the Asian youth champion from 2019. That was at the weight above, at 64 kilos. Those championships held in Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia. Taking ages to get the head guard adjusted over in the blue corner. The referee just checking out Camila Bravo in the red corner, boxing for Colombia.
Thank you. Good beta. गुड बेटा गुड सामने देख के बस लगातार हाथ ऊपर रख के
Round one.
So into the first, and think of that, just looking to wind up with a kind of bolo punch with the right hand right from the off. Stoops into a right hand there. Vinka's in the blue, boxing for India. Camila Bravo representing Colombia. She's in the red. Good combination from her on the back foot. Vinka is an aggressive fighter. What we've seen from her so far, she'll look to try and come forward and let plenty go, and Camila Bravo will know that she's got to stop her in her tracks, give her something to think about. Hit her hard early, ideally. Put those kind of question marks into her head. I think she might have done that quite effectively. Good right hand there from Camila Bravo. Setting those feet and going to the body there, the Colombian. Just taking half a step back there and happy to trade on the inside, and that was a good exchange. Difficult to say who came out on the winning side of that one, but Camila Bravo knows that what she has to do here is she's got to have enough power on her punches to stop Vinka just walking in, but then sometimes she'll just need to stand and meet her and exchange with a good combination there though from Vinka, and she was caught a little bit off balance there, Camila Bravo, as she was moving backwards. Saw those feet just dance a bit under the impact of the punches. Good start to the fight, interesting fight this. She looked to wind up again with that kind of bolo to the body, Vinka. It didn't work because Camila Bravo saw it coming a mile away and just stepped in and threw her own punches. Looking to put plenty on that right hand there, Camila Bravo, as Vinka came in. Just signs towards the end of the round that maybe Vinka's beginning to wear Camila Bravo down a bit. The Colombian, I thought, threw some good solid shots towards the start of the round and maybe just put Vinka on the back foot slightly, but she's continued to stick to her method of coming forward, and has caught her a couple of times on the inside, just made her give a bit of ground, and this is a pretty close round to score, a round of two halves if you like, and I don't really know which way I'd go with this one. Vinka is finishing stronger. That could be important with the judges. Her work's kind of fresher in the memory. But that was a taxing round for both of them. And Vinka gets it 10-9 on all the cards there, and she did dominate the second half of it. So I wouldn't really argue too much with that. She had a good opening though, Camila Bravo. She looked to put some power on those punches, knowing, as I said, that she's got to try and stop Vinka just walking in on it. And she did a good job of it. But towards the end of the round there, the Indian fighter did have some joy. I thought it was very even, really. But I think the fact that Vinka's good work came right towards the end of the round, that could have had a bearing there.
Round two.
Again, she just leads off with that right hand. I don't know why she's doing that, really, because it's not working. Good exchange. Camila Bravo, I think, probably just about winning that one, scoring with a right hand at the end of it. Left hand just before that too. They both landed there though. And she was able to hold her own in those kinds of flurries early in the last round. And a similar thing is happening here for the Colombian. She's doing some decent work here, but she knows that her opponent will keep coming. High guard there, just inching forward, just shuffling that front foot forward. Hesitated, maybe waited a little bit too long there, Vinka, and Camila Bravo just decided it was time she let that right hand go. Looked for the jab there, Vinka, but fell short with it. Left hand got through from Vinka. Then on the inside, fairly even there, landed a couple each, I think, really. Some head movement there from Vinka, not something you see bundles of from her. Good left hand there from Vinka, just stepped in. Nice short left hand, looking for the right. Into the final minute of round 2. Good right hand to the body there from the Indian fighter in blue. They both need a strong finish here. Vinka, I think, just maybe looking to try and nick a little bit of a rest here before going again towards the end of the round, and Camila Bravo can't let her do that. Good left hand there from the Colombian. Scoring of this round absolutely critical because Vinka was a round up with all the judges at the end of round 1, so Camila Bravo needs this. I'm not convinced she's got it, but she needs it. Split scoring, so she got it with 3 of the judges there. And it's critical that she managed to get it with those 3 rather than just 2. The fact that she's got it on 3 cards gives her a chance. She's 2 points down with 2 of the judges. So most likely those 2 are going to go Vinka's way, but with the 3 even in the center there, she's got to win this round.
Seconds out, please.
With all 3 of them. If she does that, then she's won the fight. So this is set up very, very nicely.
Third round.
So into the 3rd round, Camila Bravo of Colombia in the red, Vinka of India in the blue. 2 close rounds, I thought, the opening round and the 2nd round. Could have had split scoring in the opening round. That was a distinct possibility. Camila Bravo just sustained her work rate and punch power maybe just a bit longer in that second. And Vinka, I think ran out of steam maybe a bit towards the end. She was looking to try and just step off and have a bit of a break towards the end. Rattles a few off to the body there though. And they're gonna have to pull this all out here, these 2 in the final round. Good jab there from Camila Bravo. Vinka with the right hand on the inside there. The left and the right from Camila Bravo just slipped over the shoulder of the Indian fighter. A minute gone, just over a minute gone in the 3rd round, and again it's tight. Nice right hand on the inside there from Camila Bravo. Just trying to fake with that front foot, just stamp with that front foot. Vinka led off with the left hand, but the right hand got there first from Camila Bravo. Right on the inside from her again as well. Midway through round 3, good movement there from the Colombian, who I think has just got a nose in front in this final round. There's a lot that can happen yet. And that's a nice left hand as she moved off to a left there, Camila Bravo too. And Vinka will keep coming, and it's just a question of whether she can really start to get to Camila Bravo in this final minute. By my reckoning, she needs to. Good combination there from Camila Bravo again. Waiting a little bit too long there, Vinka, possibly. Remember on the cards, Vinka 2 points up with 2 judges. Good, strong right hand there from Camilo Bravo, but the other 3 were tied up at 19 apiece. So Camilo Bravo needs to win this round. She needs to win it on all 3 of those cards. If she can do that, then she's done enough. If Vinka just gets 1 of those, then she's through. Into the final few minutes, exchanging on the inside. Been a good fight, this. Really good fight. Both landing. Good left hand there from Camilo Bravo. As the bell goes, and... well, for me, the Colombian has done enough in that final round there, but she needs all 3 of those cards that were level going into the final round. All 3 of them, if she's going to win this fight. I would give her that final round myself. I think she was the more accurate. Vinka came forward, but did get a bit ragged towards the end, and I thought Camilo Bravo held her shape well and landed plenty of good shots. We shall see.
Ladies and gentlemen, a win by points with the unanimous decision from the blue corner, VINKA, India.
Well, VINKA of India gets it. 3 rounds to 0 with 2 of the judges, 2 rounds to 1 with the other 3. Which means that she's won that final round on all 5 cards there. And through she goes to the semi-finals, where she will box GAJDOVA. Both of those to guarantee the bronze. I thought she did good work in that final round there, Camilo Bravo. But it's the judges at ringside who count. And they gave it Vinka's way. So we'll now venture into the women's light heavyweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the bout number 268 in the ring B. Women's 81 kilograms. This into the red corner from Kazakhstan, Assel SAGATOVA.
Assel SAGATOVA of Kazakhstan, national youth champion in 2019. This is a quarter-final again, so whoever wins this goes into the semis and is guaranteed a bronze.
And please to the blue corner from Romania, Petronela SCHINTE.
Petronela SCHINTE of Romania. Youth national champion, has boxed in the European juniors and youths. A bronze in the juniors.
Judges of this bout: Croatia, Turkey, Guatemala, Korea, and Taiwan. And the referee from Poland, Mr. Maciej Jurko.
There are your judges. So in the blue there, that's Petronela SCHINTE. Across the ring in the red corner, Assel SAGATOVA. SAGATOVA from Kazakhstan, SCHINTE from Romania.
Round one.
So into the first, this is a light heavyweight. Sagatova of Kazakhstan in the red, Shinta of Romania in the blue. Sagatova looking aggressive early on. Kind of interesting when they were called to the centre of the ring, because Shinta didn't realise she was supposed to go to the centre of the ring. Finally got her attention attracted and kind of smiled as she walked to the middle. She didn't get a smile back from Sagatova, I can tell you that. And Sagatova is all business here as she barrels Shinta back into the ropes. Looking for the right hand. Landed it the first time, short with it the second. And Shinta just trying to roll, slip and roll on the ropes there. Decent bit of head movement at one point. Right hand. Sends her back into the ropes. And the referee starts the count. The ropes kept her up there. And Mati Jurgut absolutely right to give the knockdown. And Shinta straight into the centre of the ring there, looking to try and meet Sagatova. Sagatova coming forward once more and looking for that right. Sagatova just pinning Shinta back in the corner. Shinta throwing back. Good stiff jab there from Shinta as Sagatova came in. She could do with more of that because Sagatova's looking to walk in on her. Shinta is happy to have it at close range and let her hands go, but she's coming off second best in those situations. She's perfectly willing to engage. Looking for the body there, Shinta. It was on offer and she took it. Entertaining first round. It's Sagatova who's had the best of it. Shinta's still in this. Ten eights. 4 10-8s there from the judges. And it was a dominant round for her with the knockdown, but she wasn't just on the receiving end there, the Romanian. She was throwing plenty back. She did take plenty, so I understand the 10-8s, of course, but she did catch Sagatova with a few herself.
Seconds out, please. Round 2.
So into the second, Sagatova. Kazakhstan in the red with a good start in the opening round. Petronela Shinta of Romania in the blue. Big right hand there from Sagatova, didn't miss by much. Looking for that right in the neutral corner, right up above me, but she does okay there, Shinta actually. Manages to turn Sagatova out of the corner, then looks to go to the body. Sagatova just grabbing around the head with both gloves there. The referee shouldn't really allow that. Looking for the right hand there, Sagatova. Shinta, like I said, is happy to just stand and trade at times. Maybe not the best idea, but that's what she's going to do. Short with the right hand there, Sagatova. Sagatova maybe just slowing up a bit here. Nice jab off the back foot there from Shinta. Trying to launch that right hand from way back there, Sagatova. And the pace has certainly dipped heading into the last 30 seconds of round two. Understandable, there's been a lot thrown in this fight so far. Bit of blood coming from the end of the nose there of Sagatova. Healthy lead after that first round, Sagatova, with those 10-8s. And she'll get this round as well, I'm pretty sure about that. But as I was saying at the end of the first, she's still in this Inter. She's still capable, I think, of landing some meaningful shots. Sagatova gets it, so big margins with 4 of the judges there, 3 points. And so Shinta needs a stoppage. She needs to get the stoppage, and it is difficult to see that happening. But just looking on here from ringside, those opening 2 rounds, Shinta is always throwing. She's always throwing with purpose, and this isn't as one-sided as the scores might suggest. I'm not criticising the scoring. I think there's nothing wrong with the scoring. It's just
Seconds out, please.
Shinta gets caught quite a lot because she throws a lot. But while she's in there, through, approaching the midway point of round 3. And it's been a good fight to watch this. As I said, the scores have made it look really quite one-sided, but it hasn't been really. Shinta has been caught with plenty of punches, but she's never really looked in any particular trouble. There was the knockdown, and it was a legitimate knockdown because she was hit hard with the right hand. And as her weight went back, her heels kind of clipped together and she sank into the ropes. But she got back up from that, and you know, she was clear-eyed. There was no problem there. Good right hand there from Sagatova into the final minute. Nice combination on the inside there from Sagatova. He tries to launch that right hand over the top. Well, that was entertaining stuff. Sagatova's going to go through to the semi-finals, guaranteeing herself a bronze medal in the process. And probably by a really pretty wide margin, but as I said, there's a left hand off the ropes there from Shinta, and She always has something to say. She landed punches in that fight. As I said, she never looked in any particular trouble. It was boxed at a really lively pace. And I enjoyed watching it.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with a unanimous decision. From the red corner, Assel SAGATOVA, Kazakhstan.
So SAGATOVA by unanimous decision. 3-0, and with the 10-8s, that gives those cards a wide look, and she definitely won all 3 of those rounds. But as I said, Schintte did her work, and it was not ineffective. And it made for a good fight. So we will now move on to the men's welterweight division, and the bottom half of the draw there, where they will be competing for places in the quarterfinals. First up, we'll have Farhad Moradi, ATASHGAH of Iran up against Jandos ASKHAR, boxing for Mongolia.
And now we have the bout, number 269 in the ring being 69 kilogram men's. Please into the red corner from Iran, Farhad Moradi, ATASHGAH.
He's had 1 fight so far, ATASHGAH, against Ruslan Alice of Lithuania, which he won by unanimous decision. Got a bye in the opening round.
And his opponent in the blue corner from Mongolia, Jandos ASKHAR.
ASKHAR got a bye in the opening round as well, and then got past Ratapol Kadamduan by split decision. Kadamduan boxing for Thailand.
And the judges of this bout, Israel, Jordan, Azerbaijan, Korea, Singapore, and the referee from Ireland, Duffy Sally.
So these two call to the middle. Nod between the two of them. ATASHGAH of Iran in the red. ASKHAR of Mongolia.
Round 1.
In the blue. And we've got Southpaw against Southpaw. Both of these two nice and balanced, light on their feet. Will look to try and get in, throw combinations, get back out, and just close down the space. And ASKHAR did that effectively there. In he went. Jab left hand, and you could see that register. ATASHGAH of Iran doing some good work early on here. MORADI ATASHGAH, I'll call him, because otherwise those two names are far too similar, ATASHGAH and ASKHAR. So MORADI ATASHGAH in the red has made a good start. ASKHAR yet to really make too many inroads, just looking to try and lead off with the hook there. And again, just stepping in there, MORADI ATASHGAH. He took the space. The jab didn't quite get there, but threw the left hand, and that did. And then he threw it again as he backed ASKHAR up, who just went back in a straight line there, which was what allowed ATASHGAH just to get on him and stay on him. And again there, just comes in with the jab. He's found good distance here, MORADI ATASHGAH, in the opening round so far. And ASKHAR's struggling with him. There's that left hand again. Closes that distance down really quick, and he's got a good extension too. ASKHAR trying to work him behind his own jab, but he realised he was too far out. Jab left hand again there from MORADI ATASHGAH. There doesn't seem to be an awful lot that ASKHAR can do about that at the moment. Rather than pull back in straight lines, he needs to try and step off to the side, I think, to avoid that. Get off the punching line. Left hand there from ASKHAR. MORADI ATASHGAH comes forward. I don't think the left hand quite got there that time. Bow goes at the end of the first round. Clear round that for the Iranian fighter. Found his range with that left hand well. Sometimes the jab landed, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes he wasn't really trying to land it.
Seconds out, please. Round two.
So into the second round, MORADI ATASHGAH in the red, boxing for the Islamic Republic of Iran. Made a good start there. ASKHAR just yet to really get into this. Just trying to creep forward there. Throws the jab. Left hand to the body was a decent shot there from ASKHAR. There's ATASHGAH again. Came in from the outside. He does that well because he's balanced when he does it. He doesn't just come flying in. His feet are underneath him. It's rapid, but he knows exactly what he's trying to achieve there and commits to it completely. ATASHGAH again looking for that 1-2 there. Left hand snuck through there, I think, from ASKHAR. ATASHGAH wasn't quite as effective as he moved in there, but he's still finding this difficult to get to grips with. The Mongolian fighter in the blue. Good left hand on the inside there, though. Just taking that little step back when ATASHGAH comes in, and if he's not going to step off the punching line, then that's what he has to do. Just give himself a little bit of room to try and catch him on the way in, just counter him, because otherwise ATASHGAH's on him before he's really got a chance to do anything. He hasn't got any space to work in. Into the final 30 seconds of the second round. He's so quick in, ATASHGAH. His jab, left hand, and either he lands it, and if he doesn't, then he's on the shoulder and they're into a clinch. It is difficult to counter. As I said, it's difficult to counter. You've either got to step to the side and try and catch him on the way past, or just take a little half step back and try and catch him on the way in. It's easier said than done because he comes in at such pace, but that really is what he does. And he gets it with 4 of the judges there, so there's clear water between MORADI ATASHGAH and Jandos ASKHAR heading into this final round, and ASKHAR needs something very, very big in the final round if he is going to achieve his objective. He just stepped off to the side there and threw the left hand. The Mongolian. And a couple of times he just took that half step back as he saw his opponent coming in, because he knows he's coming. He knows he's coming. They'll kind of just stay up on their toes, bouncing on the balls of their feet.
Third round.
On the edge of range for a while, but sooner or later, MORADI ATASHGAH is on the move. There he goes. There he goes. And that time he didn't land, and as I said, he's straight onto the shoulder and ties his opponent up. Left hand to the body there from MORADI ATASHGAH. Final punch of that exchange again was landed by the Iranian. Just using that front foot there, ASKHAR, trying to draw that attack from ATASHGAH. See if he can prompt it. Just be that bit more prepared for it. It's not been a great fight to watch this, because MORADI ATASHGAH's style, it's effective, it's difficult to negate. But at times, in some ways, it is quite negative. It might sound like an odd thing to say, because it's a pretty positive move to fly in from the outside as quickly as he does and throw a couple of big punches, but it's really designed to be difficult to counter. So he sets himself up to do the same thing over and over and over again, and you need to find a solution to it. So final few seconds, and MORADI ATASHGAH of Iran is going to go through here because he's 2 points up with 4 of the judges through 2 rounds, and he's probably won this final round as well. ASKHAR just never got to grips with it, really. Difficult, as I've been saying, all the way through. Difficult. You've got somebody who comes in at such speed. And he never found an answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with the unanimous decision from the red corner, Farhad MORADI ATASHGAH, Iran.
Farhad MORADI ATASHGAH goes through. 3 rounds to 0 with 4 of the judges and 2-1 with Azerbaijan. So a good margin for him, and absolutely no doubt that he won that fight. I'd have given him all 3 rounds. And he's a handful. He's a difficult problem to solve.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the bout number 270 in the ring B, men's 69 kilogram, please, into the red corner from Russia, Cheerav, ASHALAEV.
So next up, Cheerav, ASHALAEV in with Luis Enrique Nascimento. This is ASHALAEV, European Youth silver medalist, beat Nursan Amankeldi of Kazakhstan by unanimous decision in the previous round.
And please to the blue corner, his opponent from Brazil, Luis Enrique Nascimento.
Nascimento got past Vukmicic of Bosnia and Herzegovina by unanimous decision as well. And these two both look good in their previous fights.
And the judges of this bout, Taiwan, Guatemala, Kazakhstan, Bulgaria, and Poland, and the referee from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Tina Poleta.
So Nascimento in the blue corner, ASHALAEV in the red. Tina Poleta of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the referee for this one. So a really good performance from Filho of Brazil earlier on to get through to the quarterfinals against Albert Gonzalez of Cuba. Just a slight delay here. just a slight issue at ringside, I'm guessing. I'm not absolutely sure what it is. It's of no grave concern. I think somebody just taking their seat. Okay, so bell goes at the start of round one. Nascimento of Brazil in the blue, ASHALAEV of Russia in the red. Two orthodox fighters. Nascimento looking for that right hand over the top. Holds that guard high. Giving ASHALAEV plenty of body to aim for should he choose to do so. Dips to the left and throws that right hand over the top a lot, Nascimento. Got caught with a couple on the way in there, though, the Brazilian. He's on the front foot here, looking aggressive, looking busy. ASHALAEV, though, not flustered. Nice right hand there from the Russian. Just trying to land something on Nascimento as he comes forward. Left to the body, then switches it up to the head. Didn't quite make contact with that. Good start, though, here. Minute in. Double jab. Felt that the uppercut was on there, ASHALAEV, and then changed his mind. Turn southpaw here, ASHALAEV. Little sway back. Nascimento standing right in front of him. Put the southpaw backhand through there, ASHALAEV. Happy enough on the ropes. Manages just to spin off, get back towards the centre of the ring. Halfway through the round. There's a right to the body there from Nascimento. Left to the body there from ASHALAEV. Left down the centre. And left to the body again. He's having some success boxing as a southpaw here. ASHALAEV has found that left to the body and then up top there a few times now. And there's that left again, just stabbing into the stomach. These are scoring punches. Right to the body there from Nascimento. Just flicking the jab, then looking to send the left hand through with more venom. ASHALAEV finishes that combination on the left to the body. Nascimento tries to reply, but ASHALAEV does a good job of just pulling the weight back. Interesting fight, this. Good fight. They're pretty well matched, and interesting technical battle going on here. Nascimento is as I said, he's a front foot fighter. He's the one who's been kind of making the running, but ASHALAEV has switched from orthodox to southpaw. He's back into orthodox now. Final few seconds of the round. Back to southpaw. He's effective out of either stance. Nice straight left hand there from ASHALAEV. Nascimento raises his right glove, and he was more the aggressor. But ASHALAEV landed plenty there, particularly to the body. And it's 10-9s all the way for him, which I think is the right result, because you're looking for scoring punches. Punches landed with the knuckle part of the glove on the scoring areas, which are the torso or the front of the head. Those are the blows that judges will take into account. Anything else will be dismissed. And then it's about interpreting
Seconds out, please.
dominance. ASHALAEV winning that one 10-9. It was his round.
Round two.
So into the second round, ASHALAEV just stooping in with a right to the body. Just flicking up the jab there, the Russian. Not a great deal on it. And again there, just through the guard. Nascimento just looking to try and move his head. Right hand there, well timed by ASHALAEV as Nascimento looked to move in. Then he was trying to find the left to the body. Nascimento gets into range, and then he's got quick hands when he gets there, but ASHALAEV is, or has been able to find some gaps. European Youth silver medalist, ASHALAEV, so bringing good credentials, good pedigree. A couple of straight left hands there from him. Right to the body from Nascimento. Left to the body there from ASHALAEV. Straight left from the Russian as well. As is often the case with fighters, with Nascimento, his head movement mostly comes when he's out of range. Fighters kind of move their head when they're out of range, and then when they get into range, they stop moving it. A 1-2 came through again there from ASHALAEV into the final minute of round 2. Referee just having a word with Nascimento for the second time there about trapping the arm, about dropping his elbow and trapping his opponent's arm. So he needs to be a little bit careful about that. ASHALAEV just slipping away to his right-hand side. A couple of punches there again into the chest. Little dab to the chest from ASHALAEV, and then just pulls his weight back out of range. This is good from the Russian. It really is good. It's technically high-level stuff. Straight left hand down the middle. Started orthodox and then decided that southpaw was the way to go. Again, that left hand straight down the center. So 2 rounds to the good on all the cards there, ASHALAEV, and it's been impressive. It's been good to watch. Nascimento is a good fighter. He's one of those guys who is always looking to try and put you under pressure. Very well conditioned. Looks to try and throw a variety of punches, leading off with that left hand. But ASHALAEV, what's impressive about him is that he's happy in the pocket. He's happy close up. He doesn't mind if he gets backed up to the ropes. Positions in which a lot of fighters would feel uncomfortable, he obviously doesn't.
Third round.
And he backs himself up close to be able to get the better of exchanges. Boxing orthodox here at the start of the 3rd round. He's always within range, pretty much, or right on the edge of it. And that's where he wants to be, because he's confident he can make Nascimento miss and then make him pay. Southpaw now, standing pretty much square on there. Back to southpaw. That's a good example. Just offered his head there slightly, stepped off to the right-hand side, threw right to the body. Couple of lefts on the inside there from Nascimento. That's the 3rd time the referee's spoken to him about that motion she's making. He's clamping the arm of ASHALAEV at times by dropping his elbow on it, his forearm on it. And the winner of this bout goes through to fight MORADI ATASHGAH, who we saw just go through against Jandosh ASKHAR. Left to the body there from ASHALAEV.
Head up, head. Head up, head.
Into the final minute. Nascimento continues to work hard. Try and find the gaps, try and find a way in. He's never stopped pressing. Not for 1 second. Left hand there from ASHALAEV. And it's not like he hasn't had some success, but in the Russian, he's just found himself up against a very skilled fighter in all aspects, really. He could keep it long if he wanted to, but he's felt that the best way to go about things against someone like Nascimento is to stay close, to back himself, to make Nascimento miss coming forward and be close enough to then make him pay. Straight left hand down the middle. His punches don't move far. There's no big wind-up, not at any point. He just flicks them up, shoots them out. And that's a really good performance from him. Really good.
And ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B, win by points with unanimous decision from the red corner, Cheerav ASHALAEV, Russia.
And a round of applause there, sportingly, from Nascimento, because he knows that he's come up against somebody there who is a really, really good fighter. He's got the final round there on one judge's scorecard, Nascimento, and he put an enormous amount of effort into that. Working away constantly, trying to find some chinks, trying to see if he could put him under pressure, trying to see if he could fluster him, hurry him, and it just never worked. Always impressive when you see somebody who is just happy to stay in the pocket against a fighter who prefers it up close. Nascimento would feel that having it at this kind of range would be more his fight. But what ASHALAEV is basically saying to you there is, okay, well, we can do it this way, but you better not miss, because if you do, I won't. So on we go. And this is KAYA against Piero Prieto. KAYA's fight was an unbelievably dramatic conclusion against Jan Dikanu.
We start about number 279 in the ring B, men's 69 kilogram. Please into the red corner from Turkey, KAYA.
So KAYA against Dikanu of Romania in the previous round. There were 3 scores of 28-28 at the end of the fight, and all 3 went his way. You'd had a point deducted, and that's how they ended up 28-28. So it went to judges' opinion, judges' decision, and he got it.
Corner, his opponent from Ecuador, Piero Prieto.
Piero Prieto of Ecuador, who beat the one and only Icelander we've seen here over the last couple of weeks, Emin Kadri Eminson. Split decision, 4 cards to 1.
And the judges of this bout, Guatemala, Singapore, Croatia, Russia, and Taiwan, and the referee from Bulgaria, Miss Maria Kavakova.
A mí me ha dejado fuera de circulación con mi muchacho. Entonces ahora es aquí también, ¿no?
So Cem TUR of Turkey in the red here. Piero Prieto of Ecuador in the blue. This in the welterweight division. Whoever wins this will go through to the quarterfinals.
Round 1.
Southpaw and KAYA, orthodox fighter in Prieto, and those lead gloves just tapping against each other early on as they both just look for a way in here. Right hand there from Prieto was short. Just moved in there, KAYA, but Prieto did the same thing and they were right on top of each other. No room for anybody to land. Same thing again there. The final minute is, first minute rather, a slip by. Big left hand there from Prieto. Left to the body there from KAYA, I think probably did score. Got clipped on the chin there though, with a left hand from Prieto. That's just warming up. First minute was these two just feeling each other out, really. Been difficult for anybody to land anything clean on the inside. Both been throwing quick hands, but just like you saw there, they've both moved in at the same time, and there's just no room to manoeuvre. So not much clean has landed in this opening round. Not the easiest round to score for exactly that reason. Nice right hand there from Prieto. If anything, I would probably go his way. I think he's got through with some easy to see clean punches at times. Not many of them. Good right hand on the inside there though from KAYA. So it could go either way, that one, I would say. Short left hand there from KAYA. Clean punches were fairly few and far between. We didn't get a look at the scores there. I'm sure we will at the end of round 2. But it was a close round.
Round 2.
Look at me. Head up. Look at me. Not throwing. Okay? Okay?
Left to the body there from KAYA, who just seems to have stepped off a little bit. Maybe looking to give himself just a touch more space. Prieto comes in there. Nice and quick. Lead right hand there from the Ecuadorian. That landed. Couple of body punches on the inside there from Prieto. Minute into the second, and this is very similar to the first. I did wonder at the start of the round if KAYA was just looking to try and create a little bit more distance, and at times he is. But then as they get close up to each other, the fight kind of reverting to type. Left hand there from Prieto. Lead right, little uppercut kind of screw shot there from KAYA. Some of these punches are not the easiest to see. The referee just telling Prieto to keep his head up. He does bring it in a little bit low. The left hand there again, KAYA, but it just slid over the shoulder of Prieto. The exchanges prior to that, for 30 seconds or so, were pretty even. Punches not really landing, kind of half landing, being blocked. It's the final 30 seconds of round two, and it's similar to the opening round. Really, it's difficult to pick between them. An exchange like that has been typical. They both move in at the same time, end up on each other's shoulders. They're throwing, but there's just so little room to get anything through. Nobody's really looking to try and pick any gaps. They're getting up close, letting their hands go, and just kind of hoping, really, that there's something finds a gap. So that's the end of the second round. Well, 10-9 in round two, which means that three judges, those three in the middle, went 10-9 Prieto in the first round. So split scoring in the first round, everybody going for KAYA in the second round. So he's ahead by 2 points on two of the scorecards. But the other three are level, so if Prieto can win the round with all three of those judges, then he can still win this fight, but he does need all three.
Third round.
KAYA, on the other hand, just needs the one. Prieto of Ecuador in the blue, KAYA of Turkey in the red. Just stooping into a right hand there, Prieto. Didn't get there, and again, they're right on top of each other. Right above me. Right hand to the body there from Prieto. That was a good shot. Just slipped to his right hand side as KAYA was coming in, and then stood still there and caught a right hand. And again, just slipping off to his right hand side there, Prieto. He did get found with the left hand, but he also fired a right hand back, and just a little bit more thought being put into it there, maybe. Maybe just fatigue is causing them to stand off each other that fraction more. KAYA, though, comes sailing in with the 1-2. Far too close by the time he throws it. Crowded himself completely. That's been a feature of the fight, really, from both of them. Good stiff left hand there from Prieto, caught KAYA on the way in, but a couple of left hands on the inside there from the Turk as we reach the midway point of the round, and it's close again. I'd say KAYA has maybe just got his nose in front halfway through this one. Good jab, and then a 1-2, and it's just some good work from him. Prieto, I think, is beginning to tire a little bit now, which means he's not quite so eager to come in. Good jab there from KAYA. And KAYA just able to find him on the end of that 1-2 a couple of times into the final minute. Prieto needs to up this. He needs all 3 of those drawn cards. But that dynamism has gone a little bit. And what it means is that rather than them flying in towards each other and that space just disappearing immediately, that gap is being maintained for longer. And as Prieto stands there and doesn't come in, KAYA takes the opportunity to let his hands go. So into the final 20 seconds, and the Turk, I think, is quite comfortably ahead in this round, which should see him go through to the quarterfinals. Good long left hand there to finish with. He had a good final round there, the Turkish fighter. I'd say the most dominant round of the fight. Prieto just didn't seem to have much left in that 3 minutes we just watched there. They get the scores in the corners right at the start of the minutes break, so they'll have seen that. They'll have known that there were 3 drawn cards, and they'll have known that he needed to go out and get them all, and just wasn't really able to put his foot on the gas, which slightly puzzling. We still need to get the scores though.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision in the ring B, from the red corner, KAYA, Turkey.
Unanimous decision, so I think that means that he's got it on all 3 cards in that final round, which seemed fairly clear, and that's the way the judges have gone. So 3 rounds to 0 with 2 of them, 2 rounds to 1 with the other 3. So KAYA goes through to the quarterfinals, and he will face the winner of our 4th and final fight in the men's welterweight division, coming up next between Alakon Abdullayev of Uzbekistan and Mateusz Urban of Poland.
And now we have the bout 272 in the ring B, men's 69 kilogram. Please, into the ring, to the red corner. From Uzbekistan, Alakon Abdullayev.
Abdullayev had a tough fight against Suhir Karawi of Morocco in the last round, got through there 3 cards to 2. He's had some senior experience, I'm told, boxing in the elites in Uzbekistan.
And please, to the blue corner, from Poland, Mateusz Urban.
And representing Poland, Mateusz Urban, who beat Petr Knežević of Croatia, and then Sami Nazarov of Azerbaijan, both by unanimous decision. So this is 3rd fight.
And the judges of this bout, Iran, Israel, Jordan, Korea, and Latvia, and the referee from Azerbaijan, Mr. Emil Kurbanaliyev.
Rozładuję na początku rundy, okej? Wiele pracy włożyłeś, kurwa, nie zmarnuj tego, okej? Okej?
Emil Gurbanaliev of Azerbaijan are referee, so Abduliev of Uzbekistan in the red, Urban of Poland in the blue. Urban orthodox, Abduliev southpaw. So here we go, Abduliev scurrying quickly to the centre of the ring. Urban doing the same thing, looking to jab to the body. Drops his height when he boxes. Urban, he's tall, but you can see the bend in the knees there. Nice left hand there from Abduliev. Threw a loose 1-2, then stepped off to his left and just brought that in from the angle. Left hand was blocked by the glove there of Urban. Quite aggressive at the start here, Abduliev. Short little right hand on the inside from Urban. Looking to lead off with the left hook there, Urban. The left came into the body from Abduliev. Closed that 1-2 well, but Urban just slipping out of range of it. Left hand off the back foot there from Abduliev. Carries those hands low, Abduliev, and he's a good-looking fighter to watch. He's got good variety, plenty of attacking intent. Urban, though, is keeping it tight here. He's not giving anything away. A lot of these 1-2s are landing on gloves, on forearms. They look good, but they're not getting through, most of them. Nice left hand there from Abduliev. Just took half a step back as Urban tried to close in on him. Timed it nicely. Body punch there from Urban. Right hand got through there. 3-4 punch combination. 3 landed on the gloves, but then the right hand got through from Abduliev.
Oddychać z minuty na minutę, traci impet, tak? Ale co, wszystko jest do odrobienia i zrobienia. Spokojnie. Widzisz jak teraz w rundzie? Od do doły?
All 5 cards in favour of Abduliev there. He was the busier of the two. Landed more as well. As I said though, Urban kept it nice and tight in that opening round. It wasn't like he was without ambition himself. He did try and get some work done. Abduliev had to put plenty of punches together to get a few through. A lot was hitting gloves, a lot was hitting forearms. But Urban has dropped that first round, so he might need to be a bit more ambitious in this second. And that could play into the hands of Alakon Abduliev.
Round 2.
Abduliev in the red, boxing for Uzbekistan. Urban, Mateusz Urban of Poland, he's in the blue. This replacing the quarterfinals against Cem TUR of Turkey in the welterweight division. And Urban is looking a bit more expansive at the start of round 2. Bit of tape has come loose from the wrist there of Abdullayev. Right to the body there from Urban. Left hand got through there though from Abdullayev, and these combinations are effective because although, as I've been saying, a couple might hit the gloves, he'll then get one through. He's right on the edge of range and he extends well, Abdullayev. So the punches that hit the gloves, they hit the gloves hard because he knows that he's just in distance. Just touches the glove with one there and goes to the body with the left hand. Midway through round 2, so midway through the contest here, and Abdulleyev's just got a bit too much for Urban. Urban with that tight guard, trying to move in behind the jab, gets caught with the left hand as he's coming forward. He has tried to get on the front foot a bit more in this second. So another set of 10-9s there, and he's in control of this, Abdullayev. He has been right from the start. Set the tempo. Operating mainly around the outer reaches of the ring. He's just kept Urban turning, kept him moving, and has got through with plenty.
Seconds out, please. Third round.
Just hooking off the jab there, Abdullayev. And then throws a hard left down the middle into the chest. Well, they were both at it there. That's a good example. With those combinations, what he often does is doesn't punch with all that much power with the first couple and then really sinks in the third one. And it's that one that generally is the one that gets through. And he's got good fitness here, Abdullayev, because this is a tiring way to fight. He's light on his feet, he's always moving, and he throws plenty. You need to be very good at cutting off the ring if you're going to have any chance against Abdullayev. You have to be able to try and manoeuvre him into positions that you want him in. Urban's not really ever been able to do that. Left hand there from Abdullayev as he was just sinking into the ropes. Another left hand on the move there. Right hand high to the head from Urban, just clipped him low. Rare success there for the pole. It's been a frustrating experience this for Mateusz Urban. I'm sure he knew that pinning his opponent down here would be difficult, but he maybe didn't anticipate it being quite as hard as it has been into the final few seconds. He ends up on the canvas there, Abdullayev, but that was another slip. And a touch of gloves between the two. So it's Abdullayev who is going to go through. He squeezed past Zouhir Karawi of Morocco in the previous round, but this one has been more comfortable. Urban has had a good competition. He's won a couple of fights against Petr Knežević and Samir Nazirov, but in Abdullayev came up against an elusive will-of-the-wisp kind of fighter and just couldn't find a way.
Ladies and gentlemen, win by points with the unanimous decision. Alkon Abdullayev, Uzbekistan, red corner.
And 3 rounds to 0 on all 3 of the scorecards there. So next up, we'll be heading into the light heavyweight. 6 fights remaining in the evening session, 4 at light heavyweight. They'll all be battling for a place in the quarterfinals, and then we'll go up to these super heavyweights and a couple of quarterfinals there. So they're fighting for medals and a place in the semi-finals.
And now in the ring, we have the bout number 273, 81 kilograms men's. Please to the red corner from Finland, Nikita Nystedt.
So into the light heavies, and coming to the red corner, Nikita Nystedt of Finland. He got a bye in the opening round, so this is first appearance.
And to the blue corner, his opponent from Montenegro, Petr Liesic.
2020 European Youth Champion, beat Bakit Toktasun Ulu of Kyrgyzstan by unanimous decision in the previous round. A physical kind of marauding fighter, Liesic.
And the judges of this bout, Turkey, Bulgaria, Poland, Kazakhstan, and Taiwan, and the referee from Latvia, Leonidas Anevich.
Turkey, Bulgaria, Poland, Kazakhstan, Taipei. Busy spell for the referees and judges, and for everybody these first 6-7 days. First 8 days, really, of the competition, then a rest day, and then we have the finals. Thanks for joining us. Watching this via the AIBA YouTube channel. If you could click subscribe, that would be
Round 1.
appreciated. Plenty of people tuning in for this, which is great to see. So Nystedt kicking things off there with a nice right hand. Nystedt in the red, boxing for Finland. Liesic and Montenegro in the blue. And I think this is going to be an interesting one, an entertaining one, because they're both looking to engage here. I described Lijašević as a physical marauder, and that's exactly what he is. A couple of good shots on the inside there from Nystedt. He will get hit, Lijašević, but he will throw plenty himself. Good right hand there from Lijašević, but Nystedt looks a tidy boxer. Nice combination there from Nystedt. The right hand I don't think did get through, but the left did. Right to the body. Right to the body, then right uppercut, and Lijašević then just pounding away to the body of Nystedt. It was Nystedt who landed that previous combination. And this is quick. There is a lot being thrown here. It'll be interesting to see how long they can keep this up for. Lijašević just trying to lean on Nystedt and trap him in the corner there. He's had a decent start here midway through the first round, the Finnish fighter, but he's being made to work really hard by Lijašević, and this is what Lijašević does. Keeping him off is not an easy thing to do. Nystedt just trying to maneuver him back into the ropes there, looking for the uppercut into the center, and then Lijašević manages to turn him. Left to the body there from Lijašević. These two just working at close quarters. Good right hand there from Nystedt. Straight right hand from Lijašević. Final 20 seconds of the round, and there's been an unbelievable amount of punches thrown in this first 3 minutes. Lijašević maybe just getting on top of Nystedt towards the end of the round there, leaning on him, pushing him in towards the ropes. Hard to say really who's landed the greater amount of clean shots. Left hand from Nystedt. It's Lijašević who's been permanently on that front foot, as mentioned. That's the way he goes about things. Nystedt's coped with that pretty well, I think, but at what cost? Split scoring there. Lijašević with 4 of those cards, Nystedt with 1. As I was saying, it's not easy there to work out what's landing and what's not, because there's a lot thrown and some of it's half landing, some of it's blocked, some of it's hitting shoulders, gloves, some's getting through. In that kind of situation, the dynamic of the fight does come into play more because of the difficulty of registering those punches. Just how the whole thing looks can play more of a part, and Lijašević always on the front foot, always looking to get on top of his man. Can tend to look like he's the one dictating terms. Short with the right hand there, Nystedt. Good bit of head movement for him, though, upper body movement on the ropes. Made a mistake and then rolled out to the left-hand side. Nice combination there from Nystedt. Again, backed up to the ropes. He's okay in that position. He doesn't look uncomfortable. Lijašević would have been a heavy favourite going into this as the 2020 European Youth Champion. This country's first European Youth Champion. Short right hand there from Lijašević. That was a good solid punch. Nice step, just looking to try and throw that right hand over the top. But again, is manoeuvred back into another corner. There is a significant size difference between these two. Right hand to the pit of the stomach there from Lijašević. And again, he's just been corralled back into another corner there, and this is what Lijašević is good at doing. Right hand to the body there. Bit by bit, he just wears you down, even within the time constraints of a 3-round fight. Into the final minute of round 2. Neistat manages to turn Lijašević, but then Lijašević just switches back on him. Jab there from the Finn. Right hand from Lijašević. Similar to the first round in many ways. I think Neistat's doing pretty well here, to be honest. Up against a physically imposing opponent. His fitness is good because he's never stopped throwing. If he had stopped throwing at any point, Neistat, then Lijašević would have been all over him, looking to tee off on him, but he's never allowed that to happen. He's going to drop this second round as well, though. Left hand from Lijašević. Some split scoring in round 2 as well there, so a couple of cards are even. 3 of them, though, 2018 to Lijašević, so that sees him almost home and dry, you would say, because Neistat is going to have to score some 10-8s in this final round to turn it around. He needs to win those 2 level cards, then turn around one of those 20-18s, either with 10-8s and then getting the opinion of the judge, or 10-7s would do it, but 10-7s are a rare thing, and you can't imagine that happening within the context of the fight, given what we've seen so far. But as I've said, I've got plenty of time for what Neistat has done, because there is a size difference between these two, and he's going for it in this 3rd round. He's up against it, but he's looking to try and be aggressive. Quite a big gap between middleweight and light heavyweight, 75 kilos to 81. It's almost a stone. Lijašević will be right up at the top end of that. I wonder what Neistat weighs. I wouldn't mind betting he's a reasonable amount inside the distance. Maybe he's more of a kind of a 78 kilo kind of a fighter. Good left hand, though, there from Neistat. He's in the red, representing Finland. Peter Lijašević of Serbia, European youth champion. He's in the blue. Lijašević just stands off, steps off for a second. Again, good upper body movement there from Neistat. Lijašević just moving him back towards the ropes. Good right hand there from Lijašević. Nice chopping right. Just clipped Neistat on the chin into the final minute. Advice coming in from the Finnish coaching staff. I think they should be pretty pleased with what they've seen here, because he's made this competitive. And as I said, if he'd dropped the work rate punch output at any point, then Lijašević would have really tried to put it on him. As it is, Neistat has kept Lijašević, the European youth champion, pretty honest. He certainly gathered some respect from him, I think. So the bell about to go. And that will see Peter Lijašević of Montenegro make his way through to the quarter-finals. But credit due there to Nikita Neistat of Finland. This was his first fight of the competition, having got a bye, which isn't necessarily an advantage when your opponent has had one outing and a chance to get in tune with everything. And he was in with a very good opponent there, but he gave it everything he had all the way through and did show some technique, did show some ability, certainly some good fitness. He was always keeping that head on the move, the upper body on the move.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B, we have the result of this fight. Win on points with split decision. From the blue corner, Petar Lijašević, Montenegro.
Lijašević gets it by split decision though, so one of those drawn cards has gone his way. Well, both of them actually, I think, in the final round there. 3 cards to 2. He got through a lot of work, Neistat, in every single round. And he's got it 10-9 with Maciej Djurgård Lijašević. Everybody else going for Neistat in that final round, which gave us the 3-2. He was kind of out of sight heading into that final session because he was 2 points up on 3 cards. So good finish there for Neistat, who deserved something from that fight. Deserved some return from the judges, I think, for all the effort he put in. But Lijašević is through, and he will fight the winner of our next fight, which is between Brian Leon Salgado of Cuba and Valeriu Razmarita of Moldova. And there it is. Salgado,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the
a good fighter.
274 in the ring B, 81 kilograms man. Please into the red corner from Cuba, Brian Leon Salgado.
Well, Salgado got past Yurasil Shakbakov of Kazakhstan in the previous round, the Asian junior champ, Asian youth silver medalist, by split decision, 3 cards to 2. Shakbakov started slowly and left himself a lot to do in the final round.
And please to the blue corner from Moldavia, Valeriu Razmarita.
And following Salgado in will be Valeriu Razmarita of Moldova.
And the judges of this bout, Bulgaria, Guatemala, Singapore, Azerbaijan, and Croatia, and the referee from Ireland, Miss Tafi Sadi.
It's a good fight between Salgado and Shakbakov, the kind of fight that, had there been seeding, we probably would have seen later on in the competition, but no seeding in the World Youth Championships. And Shakbakov, as I said, he had a lot to do to turn things around going into the final round, having maybe taken just a bit too long to assess the situation in the first round. And Razmarita got a bye. So this is first taste of action. Just checking that the thumbs are attached there Or referee, that's one thing you have to check. The head guards, the gloves, the protector, the gum shield. So Salgado with a height advantage there, you can see. And whoever wins this will box Ljesevic, who we just saw go through.
Round one.
Salgado, Cuba in the red. Razmarita, Southport, Moldova in the blue. Just looking to use the jab there. Salgado, keep Razmarita at bay with that weapon right to the body. Cuban fighters always have very, very good basics, drilled and drilled and drilled, and that jab is a weapon for him there. It's not a rangefinder, it's a heavy jab. Razmarita will do well to get inside it. There's already some marking up around his right eye, actually, where that jab has landed. I think the referee has noticed it, actually, and that's why she's taking him over to the doctor. And that opening minute there is just a classic demonstration of a textbook jab. He's a strong-looking fighter, physically strong, Salgado, and he's just snapping that jab out. He's thrown a couple of rights to the body, and now he's got that target to go for. He'll just keep going for it. Right hand off the back of the jab. Right hand to the body. Razmarita looks to try and move forward if he can. And every time out it comes, that lead hand, he just snaps it out. Been quite a few fights over the last few days where I've asked for that from fighters. They're up against someone who likes to come forward and get onto the inside. And Razmarita's that kind of fighter. Not that many that we've seen who I've asked to snap out that lead hand and just throw with it have actually done it. Salgado is doing exactly that. He could do this any which way, I think, to be perfectly honest. And I don't mean any disrespect to Razmarita when I say that, but Salgado, we can see here is levels above Razmarita, and he could choose to fight this in any manner, really, and he would win. But when you're up against somebody like this who's kind of walking in on you or trying to walk in on you, this is how you do it. Right hand off the back foot there from Salgado. And again, off the ropes. Dominant first round for the Cuban. $10-8 in there from Emerson Pastor of Guatemala. 10-9s from everybody else. And they've just got the end swell out on that damage underneath the eye there for Razmarita.
Seconds out, please.
And the corner knows that this is hard for Razmarita. That Moldovan corner, they know.
Second round.
Just speaking to him softly in the corner there. They just want to try and keep him going. There's that jab again. Right hand. just rolls away to his right. Razmarita just inching forward, inching in, but just gets caught with that jab. Short right hand on the inside there, as he did manage to close the distance down. Right to the body. Lovely uppercut on the inside there, Salgado. Razmarita, to be fair to him, is trying to press this as much as he can, but there's another uppercut from Salgado. And as I said, he can win this fight at range, and he'll win it on the inside. Right hand followed by a left hand, and you have to give credit to Razmarita here, because he's trying to land, he's trying to make an impact, he's trying to win, basically, but he's in with somebody here who, and there's no shame in this, but he's in with somebody here who was just a lot better than him. Boxing ring is a tough place to be at the best of times, but in this kind of situation, it's even harder. But he's showing us some serious bottle here, the Moldovan. Right to the body, maybe a bit low. Nice little left hand there from Razmarita, but Salgado comes back with a right to the body, a right upstairs. Another uppercut, and the knees just seem to dip a little bit there for Razmarita. Salgado covering up well there, though. He's looking for that right to the body, right uppercut most of the time. He tucks up. Razmarita has his go, and then Salgado will come back, usually with a right to the body, as he did there. Right to the body, right uppercut. That's what he's looking for, left to the body. And he's choosing to have this up close here, Salgado. Final few seconds of round two. I think Razmarita feels like he's safer at this range than he is just on the end of the jab, and I don't know whether that's really true, but at the same time, he obviously feels more comfortable in this kind of a fight. There goes the belt. Little tap of the glove there from Salgado. He's got respect here for Razmarita, you can see that. Because he's toughing this out, the Moldovan. Couple of 10-8s in there. Did have some success on the inside at times, but that's what he was looking for, Salgado. He tuck up, basically waiting until Razmarita finished punching. They go with the right to the body, right uppercut. There we go again. And there the gum shield came out. That was Salgado's, actually, slightly surprisingly.
Second round, please. Third round.
So it's the third and final round. Salgado of Cuba well in front here. He's in the red. Valeria Razmarita of Moldova is in the blue. And he's stuck at his task here, the Moldovan fighter. He's in with a very good operator. And got marked up around that right eye from the jab early on. But hasn't let it discourage him. Good movement again there from Salgado, then just takes a step off to the right-hand side. He's not looking to engage quite so much in the third round here, Salgado. And what you have to bear in mind here is that this is a tournament. He's boxed once already, tough fight against Shapakov. This will take him into the quarterfinals. He's hoping to box another 3 times after this, and he's got this under control. He's got it in the bag, and he won't want to drop any rounds, but there's no point in him going out there in round 3, putting his foot down and really looking to put on a show and get the stoppage and expend unnecessary energy. That's not a wise policy. So hence he's just sticking and moving a bit more here than he did in that previous round, certainly. And than he did in the first. He threw plenty of jabs in the first, but he was stood in front of Razmarita out of distance, but throwing those jabs just to get control of the fight early on, put his stamp on it, and make sure everybody knew who was in charge, which he absolutely did. And I don't think Valery Razmarita will be too upset with this either, because the last thing he would have wanted would have been Salgado coming out to try and make some kind of point in this third round. Nice left hand on the inside there from Salgado. Right to the body, right uppercut, but nothing really on that one. Just tapping. And then just looks to finish with a few more solid punches. Bell goes at the end of the fight, touching gloves between the two. That's a comfortable win for Salgado, but no shame in that for Razmarita, no shame at all. He's in with a top quality fighter there. And he toughed it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, win on points with the unanimous decision. From the red corner, Brian Leon Salgado, Cuba.
So through he goes, Salgado. Three rounds to nil, and plenty of 10-8s in there as well. Three of them in that final round. Not sure that was a 10-8 round, that final round myself, but it's neither here nor there, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the bout 275. In the ring B, 81 kilogram men's. Please into the red corner from India, Vinit.
So on we go, and coming to the red corner, Vinit of India got a bye in the first round, so we haven't seen him yet.
And his opponent in the blue corner from Germany, Delin Dadayev.
Dadayev we have seen, and he looked good in his unanimous decision win against Sebastian David Moreno of Colombia.
And the judges of this bout, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Korea, Israel, Taiwan and Jordan, and the referee, From Russia, Mr. Sergei Krutasov.
Those are your judges. Sergei Krutasov of Russia is a referee. Vinit is a big, tall, light heavyweight. Dadiev is not. He's on the short side, you would say, for this weight. Solid, though. You'll see the height difference when they get to the centre here, and it is appreciable. Shaping up as a southpaw there.
Round one.
As well, Vinit. Dadiev is orthodox. So we've seen this kind of dynamic, this kind of contest a few times before. Dadiev, his main mission here is to get inside that lead hand, get into distance and be able to launch his own attacks. He's a strong fighter. Vinit, ideally, has a good snappy jab that stops him doing that. Whether he does or he doesn't, we'll find out. There's the jab from Vinit. It doesn't need to be thumped in every time. As long as it lands regularly enough, then that can do the job. Long, loose 1-2 there from Vinit. Didn't land. Right hand there from Dadiev. Looking for the left there, Vinit. Again, I think he caught a shoulder with that. Found good distance with the left hand there, Vinit. He can tend to throw that left hand without throwing the jab first. Dadiev looking for a right there. Legs just tangled together towards the neutral corner there. There was nothing deliberate about it. Big left hand, and the referee says no knockdown there, maybe because the punch landed more on the side, round the back of the head, and not with the knuckles possibly, because it definitely landed. His feet slipped out from underneath him and down he went. Looking to chop down with the left hand there, Vinit. He does stand very tall at times. He is tall, but on top of that, he is quite upright. And that's why that left hand put him down. Dadiev just stooping in, trying to reach the body with the right hand there. He lifts off to that right-hand side when he throws his left hand a lot, Vinit. Just dips his shoulder to the right-hand side. Wonder if that's something that Dadiev can look to try and exploit, possibly. Just rolled away to his left there, Dadiev. He was nice and close, but didn't manage to let anything go. Vinit's one of those languid kind of fighters who's tall and he's so loose that every now and again you think he's about to come apart at the seams almost. And that balance seems to be all over the place at times, but just when you think he's lost it, generally speaking, he manages to get it back. So we've got split scoring there, 3 10-9s for Dadiev, which is the way I would have gone, 2 10-9s for Vinit. There wasn't a lot in it because not that much landed. Dadiev was on the front foot more of the two, looking to try and, as I said, get inside that reach, and Vinit with that kind of lazy 1-2 at times did score. Little uppercut on the inside there too.
Seconds out, please.
There's that left hand, and I don't quite know why the referee didn't score the knockdown there. He did slip, but after the punch was landed. But as I've been reminding people throughout the course of the tournament, knockdowns or standing counts in and of themselves do not bring any kind of points consequence. Unlike professional boxing, where if you have a knockdown, then you'll almost certainly win that round 10-8 if you've scored it. AIBA boxing is about interpreting dominance. That's a good jab, that, from Vinit. That's what he needs, more of that. And you can score 10-9, 10-8 or 10-7. We've had one 10-7 in this ring, plenty of 10-8s. The majority have been 10-9s. That's your regulation round win, if you like. No 10-10s, you cannot score 10-10. Just shot the right hand up there. Dadiev. Did get through. Midway point of round 2. Vinit with a long left hand, right hand came back in from Dadiev. 1-2 to the body there from Vinit. That's effective for him. That's exactly the kind of combination approach that'll work for him, because it's a big target to aim for, that chest of Dadiev. And again, he caught him on the way in there, and you saw what it did to his balance. He just sent him back. Didn't hurt him, but sent him back, and he's got to regroup and start all over again there. So this is pretty good stuff from Vinit, actually, I think, in this round. Again, that left hand didn't really make contact with the scoring area necessarily. Half blocked and hit him on the shoulder, but it still just set him off balance completely. Dadiev is finding this slightly frustrating. I think he feels like he should be able to get to Vinit, but it's difficult. Partly, I think the reason is because, as I said at the end of that first round, he's got that look about him, Vinit, where you think that a stiff breeze might knock him over. If you catch him clean, you'd fancy your chances, but doing it is another thing. Steps in and just throws that kind of long, elastic 1-2. Bell goes at the end of the second. We had split scoring in the first round. And Dadiev gets it on 4 of the 5 cards there. Slightly surprised by that. But it's level on 3 cards going into the final round. So Dadiev's got 2 of them in his favour, 20 points to 18. But the other 3 are level. So if Vinit can win this round and turn all of those draws into wins for him, then he can win this fight. Dadiev has got to get just 1 of those. So it's a bigger task for Vinit here, of course, but it's possible.
Seconds
it's
out,
very
please.
possible. It's interesting how things can look different from different sides of the ring, because the judge on my side of the ring gave that Vinit's way, which is what I would have done. So into this third and final round, Vinit of India in the red, Dadiev of Germany in the blue. Dadiev didn't like that at all. Vinit just caught him with a left hand after the referee had said stop. Good left hand there from Vinit, and looks to pile on another one. Slinging up the jab from the waist. Didn't land clean. Dadiev just short with the right hand. Looking for the 1-2. I think the jab just about got there. The left hand didn't. Dadiev had taken himself back out of range. Left hand to the chest there from Vinit. He's just getting slightly too close to the Indian fighter, I think, when he's looking to throw that 1-2, because, well, it's not so much he's getting too close, but as he throws it, Dadiev is moving in, and for that reason, it's not really landing. He knows that Dadiev is going to come forward, so maybe he just needs to take a little bit of a step back before he throws it, because he is so long with that reach that it does need plenty of room. Right hand there from Dadiev. And that's a good example there from Vinit. He steps in, throws the 1-2, and there's just no room for it at all. Left hand there to the body, looking for it to the body into the final minute. And the Indian fighters may be, of the two, I think, feeling the pace of this more. Good left hand there from Dadiev. 30 seconds remaining. Right hand from Dadiev as he just spun away to the left-hand side of the ring, just pivoted around that front foot. Nice combination from Dadiev as Vinit just came in carrying his chin a bit high there. Still swinging the Indian fighter, but I think the pace of this has just got to him a little bit towards the end of the fight. Well, there goes the bell at the end, and Vinit just gave Dadiev a little tap, and Dadiev didn't take too kindly to it. I think the German has taken that final round, and overall he's going to win this fight. Wasn't one of those fights where there was a great deal of clean work done. Dadiev's kind of muscled his way through it, I think, might be the best way to describe it. It's very awkward, Vinit. Very, very awkward.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B, win on points with split decision. From the blue corner, Daryl Dadiev, Germany.
Well, Dadiev gets it. Split decision, 4-1. So one of those judges who had a drawn card going into that final round would have gone Vinit's way. And as I said, over the course of the 3 rounds, I don't think you could argue that he deserved that. It wasn't a classic. So there, the judge from Taipei has gone Vinit's way, so that gave him it 29-28, 2 other 29-28s, 2 30 points to 27. But he got there, the German. He had to work hard for it. And he's through to the quarterfinals, where he'll fight the winner of our final fight in the light heavyweight division, which will be between Andrei Masalau of Belarus and a first look at Shokjikon Abduliev of Uzbekistan, the Asian youth champion. Massalau we saw beat Artem Hafizak of Belarus 4 cards to 1 in the previous round. And as I mentioned,
Now we
haven't seen Abduliev yet.
76 in the ring B, 81 kilogram men's. Please into the red corner from Belarus, Andrei Massalau.
Two more fights to come after this, both of those at super heavyweight.
And please, to the blue corner, his opponent from Uzbekistan, Sagyakon Abdullayev.
Shokjakon Abdullayev, as I said, the Asian youth champion, one of the favourites going into this competition. Got a bye in the first preliminary round.
And the judges of this bout, Korea, Poland, Turkey, Latvia and Guatemala, and the referee from Taiwan, Lee Chia-tan.
The water on the gloves there, I think, maybe could be a touch of Vaseline, I guess, but these two calls for the centre of the ring. Massalau, Belarus in the red, Abduliev of Uzbekistan in the blue.
Round one.
Massalau, the taller, more angular kind of fighter, boxing out of the orthodox stance. Abduliev, a southpaw. Little up jab there from Abduliev early on, looking for the left to the body. Finds it there. Lead hook there from Abduliev, just clipped the face of Massalau. Massalau stretching, looking for that right hand, trying to use that reach if he can. Good straight left hand there from Abduliev. Good head movement there from Abduliev. Massalau goes to the body with the right hand. Just looking to hook off the jab a little bit there sometimes, and there's a problem here for Massalau, presumably. I think the protector has slipped out of place. All the shorts have just started to ride up a little bit too high. Heading into the final minute of the round, short little left hand there from Abduliev. Short right hand there from Asshel was decent. I found the target, certainly. And sneaks another one through the guard there. Solid left hand there from Abdullayev as Massalau was looking to let go with his right hand. He tried to be a touch more expansive there, Massalau, and Abdullayev kind of made him pay for it. I think that's possibly what the Uzbek is hoping for. Big swinging, smearing right hand there from Abdullayev. And he's landed the better punches and a higher volume of them in this opening round. But Massalau has done some decent work himself there. Ten nines all around for Shokjikon Abdullayev. Throws that 1-2 well at times, Massalau. He is tall. You would hope that it would be a decent weapon for him. He kept things pretty tight in that opening round. He knows, I think, that Abdulleyev's the kind of fighter where
Seconds out, please.
he can exploit gaps and find gaps where other fighters can't. It'll be interesting to see what happens now because Massalau has dropped that first round. The corner will know that, and he might have to open up a little bit more, and I suspect that when he does, Abdullayev may well profit from that. There's that straight left hand again from Abdullayev. His punches travel no distance at all. He doesn't wind up with anything, but he's just right on the borderline of range there. Just shoots them out. There's that straight left hand. Again, just no wind up with it. Just snaps out like a cobra. Couple of left hands there from Abdullayev, one to the head and one just down to the body. Lead uppercut there, just a crafty little punch. You could see the head snap back of Massalau. He didn't read that one at all. Right hand as he just moved away to his right, just hooking there and finding the exit. Left hand to the body. Similar kind of round to round one. Abdulleyev's not looking for any thrills and spills here. He's just winning the fight. Good left hand from Abdullayev. And again, just sneaks that left hand through the middle. Very tidy fighter, as you would expect, Shokjikon Abdullayev. Assalau's kept him fairly honest. He hasn't left himself too open at any point. He's lost both of those first two rounds, but he was up against it here. Abdullayev, the Asian youth champion, comes with a big reputation. He'll have been interested, I'm sure, to see Assel Japakov, who he beat in that Asian youth final of Kazakhstan, get knocked out in the very first round by Salgado of Cuba. And those two could meet in the semi-finals.
Seconds out, please.
Abdullayev and Salgado. Abdullayev will go through to fight Dalil Dadayev of Germany, unless Masalau in this final round can find something extraordinary. Salgado, meanwhile, will be in his quarterfinal against Liesevich. Two more to come after this, both of those at super heavyweight. Thanks for staying with us or for joining us. If you've just got onto the stream, if you have, click subscribe on the AIBA Boxing YouTube channel. Been a lot of people getting involved watching this World Youth Championship, which is great because it's a fantastic platform. It's superb just seeing the best fighters from around the world coming through, who will go up into the seniors, who will become the stars of the future. Midway point of round 3. Bit untidy in the third round at times. Looking for a bigger left hand that time, Abdullayev. Been content up to this point, really just to snap it down the centre. But he looked to load up with that one a little bit more. And maybe in the final stages, in the last minute here, he might just try and put a touch of extra power on these punches. Left to the body there, just missed with that one. There's no particular reason for him to, though, to be fair. He's got this one under control. He has had from the beginning. Right hand there from Masalau. A rare success for him. He's not been without his success in this fight. Lands another one there. He's always engaged with Abdullayev. He's not been negative in any way. There goes the bell. So Abdullayev at the end of those 3 rounds will advance to the quarterfinals, where he will be in against Dalil Dadayev.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B, win on point with unanimous decision. From the blue corner, Sokyakon Abdullayev.
So through he goes, Abdullayev, the Asian youth champion. He's expected to win that fight against Andre Masalau. No disrespect to Masalau. Did pretty well, I thought. He held his boxing together well. He never at any point really allowed Abdullayev to open up, which I'm sure he would have done if he felt that he had the opportunity, but it wasn't quite there. He wasn't going to force things. He just put those 3 rounds in his pocket and advances through to the next stage. So that completes the bottom half of the quarter-final draw in the light heavyweight division. And now for our final two fights of the evening session here in Ring B, we will venture up into the land of the giants, the men's super heavyweight division. We'll have Ivan Onischenko of Russia up against Levente Kiss of Hungary, and Ahmet Senol of Turkey will tangle with Jakhongir Zokirov of Uzbekistan. So a couple of good ones to finish with.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we start about 277 in the Ring B men's heavyweight division. Please into the red corner from Russia, Ivan Onischenko.
Onischenko we saw against Zlatan Ilchev of Bulgaria in the first round, beat him by unanimous decision. Carries a little bit of spare weight, but he's an efficient
and his opponent,
economic kind of fighter.
From Hungary, Levente Kiss.
And from Hungary, former European junior champion Levente Kiss, he got past Jugnu of India 4-1 in the
and the judges of this
previous round.
Azerbaijan, Guatemala, Singapore, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and Jordan, and the referee from Croatia, Naim Ramaj.
So when he comes, striding over the top rope there, Onischenko. In terms of his height, he's not the biggest super heavyweight you'll see. And as I said, he does carry a bit of spare, but he was certainly fit enough to fight 3 rounds at a good pace against Zlatan Ilchev. It's not always about the aesthetic. Good economy of movement from Onischenko. Didn't waste anything. Almost everything he threw hit something. Levente Kiss will have the height advantage on him. This is the first of our 2 fights at super heavyweight, where we are through to the quarter-final stage. So on offer here is a guaranteed bronze medal as well as progression to the semis. Actually, not much difference between them in terms of height.
Round 1.
So Onischenko of Russia in the red, Kiss of Hungary in the blue. They're not going to have to look very hard for each other. They're standing right in front of each other, looking to try and establish a jab, the pair of them. Good right hand on the inside there from Kiss, and then rolled away to his left. Solid little short right hand from Onischenko. Kiss looking to flick that jab up. He's got a nice snappy jab. Good left hand on the inside there from Onischenko. Went to the body and then switched up and got the better of that exchange. They're solid punches, these two. You can see that. Missed with that flurry there, Kiss, and then Onischenko came up with the uppercut and then catches Kiss on the way in again there. As I said about Onischenko, he doesn't waste a lot. He's very calm. He's always going to be standing in the pocket in range because he's not the tallest, and he wants to be close. He trusts his reflexes on the inside. That head movement just keeps it just bobbing from side to side. Right hand lead there from Kiss. It's the final minute of round 1. Kiss with a right hand half blocked, I think, there. quick right hand there from Onyszchenko. Look to come over the top of the jab. I think he's maybe got the slight edge on hand speed, Onyszchenko. Kiss has got quick hands, but look at the reactions there from Onyszchenko. That right hand came from absolutely nowhere. Short right there from Kiss. I think a better way of putting it might be that Onyszchenko's got greater, sharper speed of reaction rather than quicker hands, necessarily. If that makes sense, because Kiss, when he's in mid-flurry, those hands move quick. Onyszchenko looking to go to the body. Left hand upstairs from Kiss. Good opening round. Really interesting fight, this. Little left to the body there from Onyszchenko. Well, thoroughly enjoyed that. For me, in that opener, Onyszchenko just did the better work. But as I said, they're right in front of each other, staying in the pocket, looking to try and trust those reflexes. But a split scoring there. 2 judges going for Onyszchenko, 3 going for Kiss. Wasn't a lot in it. Threw that right hand, landed it, and then just rolled out. That was a good bit of work from Kiss. Left hand there from Onyszchenko. Just a little bit half-hearted there, Kiss, and that's what he can't do, because even though he's close there, he just didn't really commit with those punches. Got stuck in no man's land a bit, and Onyszchenko, with that speed of reaction, was in. Pop, pop, left and a right hand.
Round 2.
So into the second, Onyszchenko of Russia in the red, Kiss of Hungary in the blue, and that's where this fight has been in the first round, and that's where it's going to stay. You're not going to see one of these two just get on the outside and try and use their feet. That will not happen. Left hand to the body there from Onyszchenko, and they're just trading on the inside. Left hand up top from the Russian. Kiss got a few through himself there as well, though. Everything has got to be sharp from these two. Everything. It's got to go out quick. It's got to come back quick, because if there's any hesitancy or anything half-hearted, the other will make them pay. It's high-level stuff, this. Good right hand there from Kiss. Jab on the inside. Little short arcing right hand over the top. Onyszchenko just coming off second best in those last 2 or 3 exchanges. Nice right hand there again from Kiss. Southpaw now, Onyszchenko. First time he's attempted this. Maybe he feels he just needs to change something. Little left hand on the inside. Kiss just trying to roll over the top of that right hand. Didn't quite work. Left on the inside, short left there from Onyszchenko into the final minute of round 2. It's engrossing, this fight, really is. Short right hand there from Kiss. Left hand was slightly slappy. Left to the body there from Onyszchenko. As they lean on, he just looks to try and find a touch of space. Back to orthodox now. This is Kiss's round so far. Looking for the uppercut there, the Hungarian. Just short with the right hand, and then again with the second there, but those quick reactions of Onyszchenko that time didn't allow him to do anything about it. Southpaw again, Onyszchenko looking to try and lead off with a hook. Now back to orthodox, and I think the fact that he switched 2 or 3 times in that round shows that The Kisses had the better of it, and he finished really well there, the Hungarian too. 2-3 good shots, just clipping the chin. Good work from him in that round. So clear water on 3 of the cards there for Levente Kiss. The first round was tight. That second one was fairly clear. It's a kind of fight I could watch all day. Fighters just trusting those reflexes on the inside, happy to stay in the pocket. You don't often see this that much at super heavyweight. Sharp hands, good reactions.
Third round.
So it's the third and final round, and Onischenko's got it all to do here. Nice combination there from Kiss again. Onischenko looking to try and go down to the body there. Short with the right hand, but it came back quick. That's what I was talking about earlier. Threw that right, but it was quickly back, protecting the jaw. Little left hand on the inside there from Onischenko. Southpaw for Onischenko, very briefly. Both landed left hand simultaneously there. Onischenko just looking to try and lean on a little bit there, maybe. Really good right hand on the inside there from Kiss, just shortened it up. Onischenko short with a jab, right hand to the body there from Kiss. Two single jabs in quick succession, and then the left hand looking for the uppercut there. Kiss didn't miss with it by much. Well, it's a tight first round, a real tight first round. I thought maybe Onischenko just shaded that one, but the second round was Kiss's, and the third round is belonging to the Hungarian as well. So far, we've still got 50+ seconds remaining. But that's a good combination again. Good body attack there from Kiss. Final few seconds. Bell goes right across to finish things off with there for Onischenko. But Kiss had a pretty sizable lead, actually, going into that final round. He was up by 2 points on 3 of the cards, so it would have required something pretty extraordinary for Onischenko to turn it around, and that final round was a Kiss round, I felt. The European Junior Champion, former European Junior Champion, and showed his class there. That was a good fight. That was a really good fight. Real technical fight, up close. Nobody stepped off, looking for any room at any point.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring B, win on points with split decision. From the blue corner, Levente, Hungary.
And Kiss gets it, split decision. So one of those level cards will have gone the way of Onischenko. As you could see, it has there 4-1 in terms of the judges' scorecards. We'll get the final round scores in just a second. There we go. So Emerson Pastor had it to Onischenko, that final round. So he finished 29-28 to the Russian, 29-28 to Kiss, and then 3 scores of 30 points to 27 in favour of the Hungarian. So he goes through to the semi-final. He's guaranteed a bronze medal, but of course he will want more than that. And he will be up against the winner of our next fight, which is Ahmet Şenol of Turkey, who I enjoyed watching a lot against Ozan Tolkunbekulu of Kyrgyzstan in his last fight. And he will take on the former Asian junior champion Jahongir Zokirov, who's already had 2 fights, knocked out Marlon Hurtado of Colombia in his opening contest, then beat Amanat Sabegali of Kazakhstan, the Asian youth champion. 4 cards to 1.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the last bout of this session, the Ring B men's super heavyweight division. Please into the red corner. From Turkey, Ahmet Şenol.
So this is a real good fight to finish with. Şenol of Turkey. As I said, I had a good time watching him against Tolkunbekulu of Kyrgyzstan. He'll know that he's the underdog in this fight, but he won't care.
And please to the blue corner, his opponent. From Uzbekistan, Yagnogir Zakirov.
Zokirov was hanging on towards the end of the final round against Sabegali, but Sabegali needed some 10-8 to try and turn things around. But he was pushed all the way, Zokirov. He's had 2 fights already. Big old southpaw, Zokirov. Şenol's got some size about him as well. Good basics the Turkish fighter's got.
Judges of this bout: Bulgaria, Korea, Ireland, Singapore, and Russia. And the referee, the last bout of this session in the Ring B, from Poland, Maciej Jurgot.
Indeed, it is the last bout of this evening session. That's kind of snuck up on me. Been a good session. Ducking and diving around. Women's, men's, lots of different weights. Always keeps it nice and fresh to have that bit of variety in a session, I think. There's Zokirov. His dad, Lazizbek, was an international amateur as well, actually. Came second in the senior elites, Zokirov, and that is some effort for somebody his age. In a nation like Uzbekistan, where boxing is the #1 sport.
Round 1.
So here we go. Şenol of Turkey in the red, Zokirov of Uzbekistan in the blue. You can see the kind of physical differences between them there. Zokirov is tall, pretty solid. Şenol is certainly solid, but quite a lot shorter. Keeping that head on the move. He's got to do that. He's got to do that, Şenol. He's got to do it when it counts, though. No good just moving your head when you're out of range. You've got to move it as you're coming forward, as you're trying to work your way in. He cannot allow himself to get speared on the end of that 1-2 of Zokirov. Zokirov with nice feet there. Şenol coming forward, and again there, just taking them back, trying to maintain that distance. That's where he'll want this fight at. Left to the body from Zokirov. Good, strong, straight left hand there from Zokirov. That knocks Şenol back onto his heels. I think he felt that one a bit. That's the danger for him. Jab left hand from Zokirov. Şenol just trying to explode up with that left. That was better, just slipped underneath the left hand, Senol. Did get up close, threw a right hand, but couldn't quite manage to land it. When he gets into distance like that, into range, it's so important that he manages to hit the target, not necessarily with full power. When he gets the opportunity, he's got to try and score. He's got to try and land on the target. Left hand there from Zakirov, and down goes Senol, and that was a very neat piece of work. Chopping down from height there, and he's caught him a number of times. He's caught Senol a few times already, and you can tell by the fighter's reaction that he's felt the power there, and he's a little bit startled by it, I think, and the referee jumps in with a standing count. Senol doesn't like it, but this is a nightmare situation for him, really. He's just getting caught on the end of that 1-2, just getting speared by it. And there it is again. He cannot miss Zakirov at the minute. Senol just trying to tuck up on the ropes and bounces off the ropes, comes forward, and this is a clinical kind of, well, surgical dissection almost so far as we head to the end of round 1. Left to the body. Like I said, I enjoyed watching Senol yesterday. Good fundamentals. Can punch. But he just can't do anything with Zakirov. He cannot do anything with him at all. Well, 3 10-8s there, and you can understand that. You can more than understand that. When he hits him with that left hand, he moves him. And a couple in a row there. And that was a standing count.
Seconds out, please.
Those are heavy punches, they really are.
Round 2.
Looking for the overhand right there, Senol. And there's that combination again, and the left hand landed on the chin, and you saw the legs just go a little bit there. He took a backward step, a slight stagger, but he's got himself back together. But again, it's not long before he's just right on the end of that left hand. Zakirov just found his range with that almost immediately, going to the body and then switching upstairs. And there we go again. The referee very nearly jumped in for a standing count there. He's taking a beating here, Senol, and you just wonder how much longer this will be allowed to go on for. Look at his facial expression. Big right hand there, though, got through with that. He's certainly game, the Turkish fighter. Left to the body. Referee just talking to Senol about hitting with the inside of the glove. That's all he needs. When he does throw one or land something, he gets told off. Little short right hand there, left to the body, and a standing count. Boy, this is hard. This is so hard for Senol because everything he's getting hit with is hurting him now. You can see it on his face. Down to the body again there. And the referee's talking to him about slapping with the inside of the glove. He's gritting his teeth into the final minute of round 2. If he makes it through to the end of the round here, it'd be good to see the corner pull him out because I don't think he's got anything left to prove here. He stood up to some fearsome stick. And again, it's a standing count. He gives the reaction from the body shot. He looks at the corner, and if the referee doesn't stop it, which he does, then I was going to say the corner probably would, because they had the towel in their hand. And no disgrace that for Senol. He did his best in there, and sometimes you just come up against someone who's a bit too good for you, and there's no shame in that. He just got the biting point with that left hand to the body or the head, just right from the off. And every time he hit Senol with it, it shook him. Switched down to the body in that second round, and, well, he gave us everything he could there, Ahmet Senol. And he won a fight in this competition as well. Had a good win against Özcan Tolkunbek-Ulu. But that's 3 on the bounce now for Zokhirov. The stoppage against Molen Hurtado. A big win against the Kazakh Asian Youth Champion Amanat Sabigali. And now this.
In the last bout in this session, in the ring B, win by RSC in the second round. From the blue corner, Yakongir Zakirov, Uzbekistan.
Round of applause there for Zokhirov from Senol, and that's an explosive way to finish. I'd heard about him coming into this tournament, Zokhirov, and I was licking my lips when he got through to face Sabigali in that second preliminary round, and now in the quarterfinals up against Senol. Well, he's had 2 stoppages in 3 fights. The middle fight of those 3, the win against Sabigali. He'll be up against Levente Kit in the semi-finals, and that definitely is one to look forward to. The referee did exactly the right thing. I don't think there was any question really that he wasn't going to stop it at that point. But I tip my hat to Ahmet Senol, because he could have given up on that fight a long way before that if he wanted to, and nobody would have blamed him. So I'll leave you with the clean, heavy-punching Jakongir Zokhirov. Thanks for joining us once again. I hope you can come back tomorrow, where we've got another full day, afternoon and evening session.